The Gift We Give to Tomorrow, Part 2. I don't think you're following me here. To you, it seems natural to privilege the beauty and altruism as special, as preferred, because you value them highly, and you don't see this as an unusual fact about yourself, because many of your friends do likewise. So you expect that a ghost of perfect emptiness would also value life and happiness, and then, from this standpoint outside reality, a great coincidence would indeed have occurred. But you can make arguments for the importance of beauty and altruism from first principles, that our aesthetic senses lead us to create new complexity, instead of repeating the same things over and over, and that altruism is important because it takes us outside ourselves, gives our life a higher meaning than sheer brute selfishness. Oh, and that argument is going to move even a ghost of perfect emptiness, now that you've appealed to slightly different values? Those aren't first principles, they're just different principles. Even if you've adopted a highfalutin philosophical tone, still there are no universally compelling arguments. All you've done is pass the recursive buck. You don't think that, somehow, we evolved to tap into something beyond. What good does it do to suppose something beyond? Why should we pay more attention to that beyond thing, than we pay to our existence as humans? How does it alter your personal responsibility, to say that you were only following the orders of the beyond thing? And you would still have evolved to let the beyond thing, rather than something else, direct your actions. You are only passing the recursive buck. Above all, it would be too much coincidence. Too much coincidence? A flower is beautiful, you say. Do you think there is no story behind that beauty, or that science does not know the story? Flower pollen is transmitted by bees, so by sexual selection, flowers evolved to attract bees. By imitating certain mating signs of bees, as it happened, the flowers' patterns would look more intricate, if you could see in the ultraviolet. Now healthy flowers are a sign of fertile land, likely to bear fruits and other treasures, and probably prey animals as well, so is it any wonder that humans evolved to be attracted to flowers? But for there to be some great light written upon the very stars, those huge unsentient balls of burning hydrogen, which also said that flowers were beautiful, now that would be far too much coincidence. So you explain away the beauty of a flower? No, I explain it. Of course there's a story behind the beauty of flowers and the fact that we find them beautiful. Behind ordered events, one finds ordered stories, and what has no story is the product of random noise, which is hardly any better. If you cannot take joy in things that have stories behind them, your life will be empty indeed. I don't think I take any less joy in a flower than you do, more so, perhaps, because I take joy in its story as well. Perhaps as you say, there is no surprise from a causal viewpoint, no disruption of the physical order of the universe. But it still seems to me that, in this creation of humans by evolution, something happened that is precious and marvelous and wonderful. If we cannot call it a physical miracle, then call it a moral miracle. Because it's only a miracle from the perspective of the morality that was produced, thus explaining away all of the apparent coincidence from a merely causal and physical perspective? Well, I suppose you could interpret the term that way, yes. I just meant something that was immensely surprising and wonderful on a moral level, even if it is not surprising on a physical level. I think that's what I said. But it still seems to me that you, from your own view, drain something of that wonder away. Then you have problems taking joy in the merely real. Love has to begin somehow, it has to enter the universe somewhere. It is like asking how life itself begins, and though you were born of your father and mother, and they arose from their living parents in turn, if you go far and far and far away back, you will finally come to a replicator that arose by pure accident, the border between life and unlife. So too with love. A complex pattern must be explained by a cause which is not already that complex pattern. Not just the event must be explained, but the very shape and form. For love to first enter time, it must come of something that is not love. If this were not possible, then love could not be. Even as life itself required that first replicator to come about by accident, parentless but still caused, far, far back in the causal chain that led to you, 3.85 billion years ago, in some little tidal pool. Perhaps your children's children will ask how it is that they are capable of love. And their parents will say, because we, who also love, created you to love. And your children's children will ask, but how is it that you love? And their parents will reply, because our own parents, who also loved, created us to love in turn. Then your children's children will ask, but where did it all begin? Where does the recursion end? And their parents will say, once upon a time, long ago and far away, ever so long ago, there were intelligent beings who were not themselves intelligently designed. Once upon a time, there were lovers created by something that did not love. Once upon a time, when all of civilization was a single galaxy and a single star, and a single planet, a place called Earth. Long ago, and far away, ever so long ago.